All right, all right, all right. We are back. Happy Saturday night to you, and welcome to the Elite Cup Racing League, race number 5. Kevin Zabaldil with me as always, and tonight, Kevin, we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to be doing some NASCAR racing in Japan. What do you think about that?
Konnichiwa, y'all.
Yeah.
NASCAR meets Japan.
That's right.
This is going to be a fun one here. This is a very difficult track. it's very tempting to overdrive the car and end up pointed straight on at that inside wall, and it's gonna be exciting to see who's put in the laps. This isn't a track that a lot of times we go to these complicated places, but they're on the normal NASCAR schedule, and so we all have laps there, and we kind of know the intricacies of the track. This is one of those places that nobody really knows because nobody's really raced here before. So
Yeah.
we'll see who's put in the practice time tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited, man. I did a couple practice laps, and I think you just did a couple and said, you know what? It is slick as heck out there tonight. So it's going to be interesting as we're getting ready to grid up here. We're going to take take a look at the new points graphic that they are supplying for us here. And we've got the Adam Boughton. Is that correct?
Boughton.
Boughton. All right. Boughton.
So we finally have been told.
Yep, we got
after
yelled
a year
at.
of this deal. So sorry to the Boughton family.
Yep.
We will get it right. I'll throw $1 in the jar every time we don't.
Exactly. Well, it'll
know
probably
your name nonetheless.
it'll probably take me to the end of this season to get it right because my mouth is already trained. But nonetheless, we've got it right here. Adam Boughton, John Osborne, Kyle Diaz, Jeff No, Travis Gilbert. You can see the points in red on the right-hand side there. Very cool. So you guys can stay in tune with this points battle all season long as we continue to bring you all the action right here on the 213 Broadcast Network. So what we're going to be doing tonight, we are going 145 laps. That's about as close to 225 miles as you can get. We've got one faster pair, 70% fuel, and these guys are going to have 5 sets of Goodyears in the pits. I think they're kind of anticipating maybe some abrasive racing surface here tonight. And the one thing that, Kevin, you brought up to me when we were talking off air here, I didn't realize that this place actually got a lot of damage from a tsunami, you said, right?
Yeah, back, I think it was about 10 years ago, the track got hit, and Honda basically chose to throw the efforts into repairing the road course that runs underneath this track. It's unique in that it's, you've got a road course and an oval that are 2 independent tracks. It's not like a roval situation like we see over here with Charlotte. So, not really a whole lot of racing going on in the oval lately. So they didn't repair it. So it's nice that, yet again, just like we've seen some of these short tracks down in the southeast that have disappeared the past couple of years, it's forever preserved on iRacing for us to still enjoy.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is definitely one of the coolest things about this platform. One of the many awesome things that we have here on iRacing. As we see, looks like the 06 of Mr. Tyler Burton taking the pole here, followed by Ryan McCall, Travis Gilbert, and Stan Carnathan rounding out the top 2 rows. So, man, coming into this...
I don't want to sell Gilbert short. Gilbert is actually our pole sitter right here. He was just slow getting off the line.
Oh, my bad. I did not realize that. Okay, it took a second for the timing to catch up on my end, so I apologize for that, Travis. Number 41.
All these different systems we have integrating, sometimes they're a little slow, and it was trying to put him behind. But
it sure did.
Not sell the man short. He sees Adam Boughton out there with. I'm going to hesitate on that every time tonight.
I know, me too.
Apologize in advance, but he sees him out there with that points lead, and he's within firing range. So he's trying to fire a shot early tonight.
Yeah,
he won that pole by a lot.
Yeah. No, definitely. This is going to be interesting. This is new to everybody here, and I'm excited to bring this action here to you live from Japan as the green flag flies, and Travis Gilbert taking the early lead on the low side, but maybe not so fast. That 06 got one heck of a jump there.
To go that low. And you see how wide this track is going here to the sweeping turn 1.
Oh, yeah.
So fast through here.
Yeah, that middle to higher groove certainly prevailed. And want to thank Hypersport for coming on board tonight here. Hypersport coming on board to sponsor this evening's race, and that's Adam Boughton's deal there. So appreciate them coming on board. And I'm just getting word down the wire here that our fuel window tonight is going to be between 38 to 42, and we've got a early pit stop
Travis
here.
Gilbert. That must be a penalty off the line.
Must have jumped the start there.
It looked like it was a little hesitation there from what I could see, the way he got off the line. Man, that's unfortunate starting in a hole like that.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to start a race for sure. Oh boy. All right. Well,
Hey, you got to be down for the comeback, right?
that's right. Looks like Tay McDonald might be having some connection issues a little bit there. Seeing him blinking just a little bit. We see side-by-side battle back here with the 45 and the 90. Brian McCall and Kane Lee side-by-side for the 5th position. Ooh, boy, that got tight real quick. Very cool looking orange Monster Energy. Oh, boy.
Wow. That was tight. That was really tight. And you see the way the air can really, it's not just about mechanical grip with these cars. There's a lot of air involvement. I'm sorry, I'm seeing out of the other corner of my eye, I'm seeing guys getting in a little too deep, forgetting which end of the track they're at.
Yeah.
It's difficult. You know, the closest thing that I would say on the NASCAR circuit right now is probably Gateway, with having one end so much tighter than the other.
Sure. Yeah.
You really, it's easy to kind of, especially early on before you've really gotten that groove, you know, forget which end of the track, what corner you're going into. You got to find some kind of marker. You know, at Darlington, I like to look out and see the tower going into turn 3 on the outside. You know, something that reminds you, if you forget in a split second, hey, where am I again?
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely,
Because they're
man.
different.
You know, I did, like I said, not a ton of laps, but I did a few around here, and I'm like, man, this is a very unique feel. It's almost as if, like, yeah, I mean, you mix, like, Gateway with Darlington, maybe a little bit of Pocono. I mean, it's just got a really unique characteristics. Like, this is a very cool racetrack.
It's a fun track, and I'm happy that this league is throwing on you know, a race here, something just totally different than what we normally see. It's still an oval, so you know, it's not like it's a road course ringer specialty or anything like that's
Yep.
going to throw people off, but something that, you know, nobody's really got laps on going into it, so you can really kind of put in the effort, and it should pay off in a place like this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we see John Osborne right now in the number 81. He's rounding out the top 10. Leroy Koblenz is number 43. He's hanging on to the 11th position. And we see side-by-side back here with the number 1 of Waylon Turner and the 10 of Aaron Miller. Mr. Wendy's, where's the beef? He's going to try to lay it down here again tonight. Hypersport number 1 right there, running the sponsor car. That's pretty cool.
And you saw he got in that corner really hard, and it looked like he almost wanted to wash up the track, and it was able to kind of keep the car tamed down below the 10 car. But it's so easy to do at a place like this. It tempts you to go in that extra, you know, 10, 20 feet farther than what you need to, and then you're in a pickle.
Yeah, absolutely are. And we see the 73 of Tay McDonald taking over that 2nd position from Stan Carnathan, trying to move his way up to the point here. Very good early run speed right now by that number 73 Ford Mustang. Echo.
Look at all these. I mean, we got some new names up here doing big things tonight. Tyler Burton, Tay McDonald, we got Ryan McCall in the 90. You know, all 3 of those in the top 5. A couple of our veterans that have been here since we've been with the league. You know, day 1 for us, Stan Carnathan and Adam Boughton running 3rd and 4th. And Kane Lee back there at 6th. So the top 6 is kind of a split between the. I don't want to say they're newcomers, because I know we got some guys in here that are veterans to the league, but they're new to the iRacing side of the league.
Yep.
And new running with us.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Adam Boughton going low underneath the 82 here, not trying, he will take over that 3rd position as we are coming to lap 10 already of 145. And I tell you what, man, the guy that I want to see having a good rebound tonight is at 59. He ran so good last week, just could not catch a break, and that car had some really, really good speed. The 59 of Robert Roth, man, he just was in all the wrong places. Yeah.
It's like, you know, what can go wrong this week?
Yeah.
You know, and you start getting so frustrated.
Followed right now in the 15th spot, our fellow Canadian, number 74 of Pete Walsh in that Mobil 1 Ford Mustang GT. holding out the 15th position. And the other Roth brother being hunted down right now by the 84 of Michael York, but the 62 of Christopher Roth is up 5 spots. He's tied right now so far for the biggest mover of the race, but as we know, that could change in a heartbeat, and probably will. But a very good early run speed for the number 62 machine.
Michael York's having a heck of a day. I saw on social media he had a beach day with his family and went out there and had lunch on the beach, and now he's back here mowing down the field at Motegi.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That's a full day right there.
Heck yeah. Who you said Michael York was?
Yeah, he
awesome.
was out there,
Hell yeah.
Had him a little sandwich at the beach, and looked like he was having a good time.
That's awesome. You know, that's commitment right there, man, when you take your mobile rig on vacation with you.
I don't know if he did that, but I think he's one of those lucky dudes that lives right by the beach.
Hey, that's perfect then. You know what? You can't go wrong with that, but
I'm jealous of that. We don't have many beaches out here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Take a look up front here. Not a whole lot has changed. The same 1, 2, 3. We've got about 0.35 separating first and second. Adam Boughton is about 0.7 back from the leader here. So we're
$1 in the jar.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Adam. Oh no. Adam Boughton.
And as soon as you say it wrong, it's built in your mind.
I know, Adam Boughton. There we go. Dang it,
it's
man.
a crutch. We'll get it right eventually.
We will. And the funny part about it is he was talking to us off air and said, you know what? I didn't even catch it until some of my family or friends was watching and said, hey, they're pronouncing your name wrong. It's like, well, dang it, man. You let us go an entire season and a half before telling us. Now our minds already think your name is something it isn't. But you know what? Regardless, we'll get it.
145, the dude signing the check. We got to get his name right.
Yeah, that's right. We see Brad Rivers hanging on to 19th position right now in that number 15 Raise Energy Chevy Camaro. And one of the old school guys, Alan Holtzman, he's kind of, I think this is pretty cool. You know, he's got the Gordon number, the Tony Stewart scheme, and driving a Toyota, man. It's a little bit of everything.
Everybody.
That's right. But he is holding on to that 20th spot, followed by Jacob Torman in the 31. That was really another guy that just had. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Oh, looks like you might have got the wall there a little bit.
Just about did. Well, I was just going to say.
The broadcaster curse, I was just thinking how smooth the race had been.
Yeah. But talk about somebody that couldn't catch a break last week. I think the 31 was, oh boy, sideways. We're going to stop talking about him.
That's what'll happen here. The car really, especially, coming off turn 4 there, that corner is so tight that, you're never going to get the proper setup for both ends of this racetrack.
Yeah.
It's like we talked about at Darlington for years on the real world of the NASCAR side. You got to compromise. You got to find something that's going to work at one end. Just like Pocono, for instance, same thing. You're never going to get all 3 corners. So
yeah,
try to compromise on both ends, and all that means is it's going to drive kind of crappy at one end and kind of crappy at the other.
Yeah.
And so what that ends up being is, you got so much wheel in it because that turn 3 and 4 is so tight. These tires start to get warm and worn, and it just wants to snap the back end around, and that's just a product of too much wheel in the car. But you want to make a corner, so you got to put wheel in the car.
Sure.
That's human instinct.
Yep, absolutely. We've got a lot of side-by-side battle going on here from about 5th on back.
And you see how wide this place is. That's, the first time I ever ran here, that's what caught me by surprise, is how wide it is and how much room, you don't have to run that exact line right on the white line at the bottom of the track. You can get away with, running up a little bit. You can get away with doing some different things, some different lines, late apexes in the corner, dime in the corner. You're really not bound to one thing, and it really makes it a joy to drive because you can do so many different things to see. Who is that right there?
That was the 43.
43.
Leroy Koblenz or Koblenz. Into the outside wall there. Turner's going to take advantage of that.
And now he's going to hesitate going into this next corner, trying to feel everything out and see where it's at. But I'm wondering if he almost didn't bend or break a toe link or something there. That may have
Pretty
been a
hard
bigger
hit,
than what
huh?
we
Yeah.
saw out of the corner of our eye, because it looks like he's coming in here.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it might have a little bit of steering issues as he's trying to get down.
Watch
Get her,
this.
ooh, yeah.
Ooh, that was sketchy.
Get her woed down, bring it to pit road, and see what you can salvage for your day here.
It's always hard
Unfortunate.
to judge the speed. You see that 62 coming up, and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't know if he's going as. I thought he was going a little faster than what I think he was there.
Yeah. All right, well, this next time by, we're coming to lap 20. And like I said at the beginning of this thing,
Fuel run.
it's going to be fuel runs looking between 38 to 42 is what I was told.
Yeah, we're right at that halfway mark, and it'll be interesting to see. I think that if it goes green, I think at some point you're going to short pit somewhere. I don't know that you do it quite off, right off the bat here, first stop of the night, unless you're falling back, or Leroy Koblenz, has just had that issue, so he doesn't have a choice. He's short pitting this first stint.
Yep.
Hopefully he'll get saved by a caution or something will kind of fall his way. Travis Gilbert, I don't want to forget about him. He's 2 laps down. If I'm him, I'm going to run this thing as far as I possibly can, hoping that somebody screws up coming in or leaving pit road and we get a yellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, very unfortunate start to that race for that number 41 Pennzoil team. Yeah, I don't know if he jumped the start or exactly what the situation was. Maybe didn't maintain pit speed, but
this restart zone, we talk about variables. This isn't a normal NASCAR track, so you don't have the big blue Geico barriers, that are painted up all along the outside wall and really, tell you exactly when you're in. You'll notice as, next time we see a car come off turn 4, we'll point it out, but there's a couple stripes back there, and those are hard to see from the cockpit.
Sure.
Those little white stripes coming off turn 4 are your only indicator that you're in the restart zone. That definitely adds to the difficulty here. I'll say that.
Oh, yeah. I have very little experience here, but I'm sure that could absolutely play a role into it, as well as, NASCAR's decision in real life to paint those big sections on the wall, because, when you're in the cockpit, your view is very limited, and you can't see as much as people may think you can.
I mean, that's whenever I'm fortunate enough, and there you see those 2 lines right there. They're so small. It's not what we're used to seeing. Yes, there is a little line that goes up the wall, but it's not what we're used to. And restarts are a high tension moment. You're trying to do the best thing you can to get gone without jumping, but you want to get out in front of the field, especially if you're the leader. So it's a high stress 5-second time, and when you have something different than what you're used to, it's easy to screw it up.
Yep. Side by side right here, the 90 and the number 5, Ryan McCall and Kent Mueller trying to fight for that 8th position. But Stan Carnathan is still up there. He says, "Not so fast, boys. I'm going to make this high, wide, and handsome." He sent it in there. It's making it work. That number 82 Hemp's machine. Boy, he wasn't afraid to send it that time. That was pretty cool, actually.
No, that was. Hey, and that's something that
looks
you
fun.
You can't do it every corner, every lap, shipping it like that around here, but you can get away with it a little bit. Oh, as we see the 90, looks like big moment there right in front of it. Stan Carnathan says, "Thank you very much." Take that spot from Ryan McCall. Now he's going to move up to the 5, Kent Mueller, and Kent may just let him have it here.
Thinking he might not have a choice. That high line he's making it work there. But
it's booking, and if he can hang on that quarter panel,
10 came back down in a hurry.
Wow, what a power move there.
Ooh.
Oh, and he got the wall, I think.
Somebody did. I heard
that
it.
Was the 10 car of Aaron Miller got the wall there. We're starting to see that point where, these guys that have abused their tires, they're going to start feeling it here. And
oh yeah,
we're going to start to see. We already see Adam Boughton up here, 94 car, up to 2nd place. Classic race for him. Where
there we go. He just took the lead.
Yep, that's classic that you see him just fall into place, run a comfortable, steady pace. I've ran here before with him in the off season. We did a little fun exhibition race, and I ran with all these league guys here, and damn, it's frustrating running up against him because he'll just let you go,
Yeah.
and he'll let you he'll let you run hard enough to burn your stuff up without him doing it himself, and he's really good at that. And sure enough, he was flying at the end of that race.
Nice. Well, he is laying them down right now. Taking the point here at Motegi, live from Japan. That's pretty cool to say, man. I would. Oh boy, that 6 sailed it in there, but a little too hard, I'm afraid. Definitely cost him a little bit of time. Yep, full send for sure. But
He's just trying out that high line.
yeah. But man, Kane Lee is having some really good long run pace, and that Orange Monster Energy machine. Yeah, he's moving. Moving. The other guy that's picked up quite a few spots right now is in the 15th spot, but he's moved up 9 positions since the beginning of this thing. That is the number 13 of Dwayne Furtick. That number 13 Best Buy machine. He's definitely showing a little bit of pace here. And, much like any other track, track position matters. If he could get a little bit of track position, he just might come out of here with a very solid top 5, top 10 finish here tonight.
Well, that's how you run a smart race like this. I don't know all the specifics. I didn't watch every car qualify, but, sometimes you go out and you make a little mistake. It's easy to do in a 2-lap qualifying session, or maybe you just don't have the all-out raw speed to go out there and throw it on pole. But, there's a reason why we run the race, and we don't just award the race off the 2-lap qualifier,
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a 145-lap deal, and you got to be smart, and, for whatever reason, if you're in the back, you just got to work your way back to the front, and you got to do that methodically, and you got to be patient, and you got to take the opportunities when they come to you, and not overdrive the car and not kill your stuff trying to get there. And it looks like he's doing a great job of that so far.
Yeah, I could not agree more. And the reason I panned back real quick is I think as I was exiting that camera view, I think the 84 might have got the wall there a little bit, but he seems to be okay. I don't think it caused too much. Oh, yeah, he's into it again.
Oh, boy.
Keep our eye on that.
Yeah.
We're getting close to our first pit cycle here. 38 to 42. That's not a real large window, so.
It is not. And I will say to the point of Michael York in the 84 there, once you hit that wall once, the car's not right. Even if it's not, obviously broken like a toe link or something, it's still going to be not quite right. And it's hard to sometimes to adjust to that, especially on these old tires that are already not driving the way you want them to.
Yeah, no, absolutely right, man. As we said, the 45 showing a pretty good amount of speed here at Motegi tonight. We're going to hop in board and we're going to take a lap with Kane Lee. Let's check it out.
You see how narrow those lines are. Start-finish line now. We're going to go to this turn 1. Leave it up there in 4th gear, probably. I don't think on these old tires you're in a downshift. You're just going to kind of run through the corner nice and smooth here. See how smooth he is on the wheel there. That's telling me that he's done well with maintaining those tires. Now, big breakdown here. Probably going to downshift, grab 3rd gear. This corner is so deceptively tight after you just come through that smooth flying turn 1 and 2. Now you got to get back on the throttle. Great job of not lighting the tires up there. See him go back up in 4th gear, and he'll be there again.
Yeah, that was awesome. Very good lap, very smooth on the inputs.
And being smooth like that with your wheel and your throttle and your brake, that's where all the little speed is found in this simulator. Is not that's where you can burn your tires up, and that's where you end up not having the long run speed. And it's the hardest thing to get down and get really good at, but once you do, it's so rewarding when you're in this case lap 34 into a run. It really shows who's kind of got that finesse down and who still needs to do some working with that.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's an art. It is definitely an art all on its own. Just
Oh, it
Learning
is.
how to drive that way is it does not happen overnight. That is for sure. It
And these
takes
cars,
a lot
to
of
your point
practice.
about it is an art, and it changes every lap. I mean, these cars are not driving the same as they were on lap one, and being able to adapt lap by lap, corner by corner, uh, it's impressive watching it from the outside. You do it so naturally when you're driving, and
Oh
you don't
boy,
really
that's tight.
appreciate it at times. But see the 24 making a charge in there.
It
Looks like
tightened
it's
up.
gonna pay off for him.
Yeah, he made it work, and that 41 is gonna. Oh man, he's hoping something happens here. That 41 needs a break to be back into contention, but working his way back up to the field. So we'll see how it all plays out for him here.
Yeah, I hate that when you start out the night winning the pole, and I mean he didn't win it by just a little bit. He won it by almost 2/10 of a second. That was a big run. Just you're hoping that you're going to get a quick caution or something, and we obviously haven't had that. We're almost a full fuel run in now.
Right.
I don't want to forget to mention it looks like Jacob Corman has packed it up, headed to the house. So
Yeah,
shout out to the Corman fans. We'll let them know about that.
sure.
Oh wow, 24 straight into the back. Is it the 73 of Tay McDonald?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he said hello.
He definitely did. And this next time by, it's going to be opening up our fuel window for our leaders here. Adam Boughton and Tyler Burden. We're going to have to keep our eyes on these guys, see when they start to pit. And like you said, the 41 now is in the situation, and maybe a couple of these other guys, they're going to run this thing dry and pray and hope that somebody makes a mistake and then they can catch a very convenient yellow flag here.
And the odds are not as terrible as what they would sound. I mean, this is a very flat pit road entrance and exit, and not a lot of guys have a lot of laps here. So what that means is not a lot of guys have a lot of experience coming into pit road at speed here.
Yep, absolutely, man.
A lot of opportunity. And the other thing, too, it's a flat track. You better make sure you crank that brake bias back up towards the front, because as the run goes on, you're naturally going to put more and more rear brake into it and, trying to help the car rotate into the corner. Well, once you hit pit road, you want a little bit more to the front. You'd rather be locking up the fronts than locking up the rears and spinning out.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Looks like we might have an 84 Michael Yorkie in that time around. Might be our first. I think that's our first one to pit. So he's going for the opposite. He's hoping that, these guys are going to stretch it out. He's going to get, a good 3, 4, 5 laps on these new set of tires, and, hopefully he can play leapfrog and there is no caution that catches him out. It's a gamble. I don't hate it though. That he hit the wall a couple times. The car obviously wasn't handling how he wanted it to. So let's come in. I don't know if we use a fast repair. Maybe just check on the damage, see what we got. Throw some new tires at it. Get it handling a little better.
Heck yeah, man.
Alan Turner's going to be in this time. Looks like Tay McDonald at 73 is also going to be coming in. I mean, this is going to show here. You see him getting woed up here. That pit entrance comes up in a hurry.
Oh,
you see
man,
that going
yeah.
all the way back there by the exit of turn 4. Look at how far back that cone is from that first pit stall.
Crazy.
You got to be cognizant of those things when you're coming in, because you don't want to overslow if the line's way up the road, but you also don't want to underslow and get caught speeding, because that's a drive-through.
Yeah, that'll hurt your day. That's for sure. But so far, those guys have been on and off pit road pretty clean there. Keep our eyes on, see when Adam's going to come in.
Now, if I'm in the 06, like Tyler Burton, even Kane Lee back there in the 45, running second, third, I'm thinking about coming in and trying to short pit this, at least by a couple laps, just because, that could very well help. If you have a good shot in and a good shot out of pit road, you can kind of keep that competitive. A couple laps on new tires is going to help you.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think it'll help you in all forms. And you almost have to, I mean, Adam's got great Obviously, great long run speed here, and no surprise of that. So, some of these guys might have to find themselves in a situation to try something just a little bit different. This next time by, we're going to be hitting lap 43, so we
Well,
should
and
be.
spoiler alert, I don't want to, tune out now if you don't want to listen to the results of the truck race. But we saw that with Kyle Busch earlier in the truck race. He kind of gambled. He was hoping, and he alluded to it in his post race interview. You're hoping that when you have a big lead like that, you don't want to short pit and get caught out by a caution, and now you're backing on the traffic, having to fight your way back through it. And he just gambled a little too long. There ended up being a caution, and it caught him out.
Yeah.
So now everybody else that had already pitted stays out on the track. He's got to come in and pit because he doesn't have fuel to make it to the end. So yeah, he's got newer tires, but he's restarting back in the deep 20s. So
Right.
it's a gamble no matter which way you do it here.
You are definitely not wrong, as we see the 94 of Adam Boughton coming to pit road at the end of lap 43. So it's about to be a busy place down here on pit road.
It looks like John Osborne has not pitted yet. He's gonna.
Oh, Stan Carnathan missed pit road and hit the barrier a little bit.
Ooh.
No
I was looking
caution.
over at the timing screen right at.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
following this points lead with John Osborne. He's in second place, and I saw him staying out to get that extra point for leading the lap.
There you go.
And that's unfortunate for Carnathan there.
Yeah, he didn't hit it square, but he's definitely got some front end damage. I would have to imagine
Well, and even if you don't hit it, even if he narrowly missed it, you slowed all the way down.
Oh yeah.
Basically to pit road speed, and then you got to reaccelerate and come back around and do it again. That's
Yeah.
a big loss of time.
For sure. Now he definitely made contact there. So now he's going to try it again. Gets it woed down a little bit more this time.
Oh, wow! He still looked like a little locked up there right at the end.
Yeah.
I was going to say he was coming in conservative. He started out conservative, and then he tried to make up a little bit for it and about overcooked it again.
Yep. All right. Well,
I'm telling you,
unfortunate.
that he got the memo that I was just talking about. He must be listening because he definitely cranked up some brake bias in that thing because it was smoking the front tire, not the rear.
Yeah. Hey, absolutely. Must be
There's our
listening.
leader coming in.
Yeah, and I tell you what, though, that's a good heads-up move by that 81 right now. As we say each and every week, points matter at the end of the season, whether it's 1 or 10 or whatever, man.
Caution, yellow
Oh,
flag.
we've got a yellow.
Oh, and there's the yellow. Heck,
There
if I was him,
is-
I think I would have drove on through.
Caution on the
Oh, no,
racetrack.
he overshot the stall. Caution.
Yeah, but I don't see anything for the caution.
Let's try to find it.
Interesting.
Sounds like Waylon Turner may have been involved in that. I heard him coming across the radio with a bit of an apology there.
All right, well, we're going to rewind it. We've got it on the 1 here. Let's rewind a little bit and see if we can find anything. I am not seeing anything recorded on my...
There we go. Got into the 73 on lap 44.
All right.
And that is surprising that brought out a yellow there. That, it looked more or less harmless.
Huh. Yeah, for some reason my replay system it won't even allow me to play it. It just jumps right past it.
Basically the one car got the 73 loose going into the corner, and 73, I guess, realized where we're at and decided to pull a drift through that corner, and that was it.
Interesting. Try that again. See if it'll even allow us to view it because it... All right, there we go. I got it this time.
I guess we call that the Motegi drift, not the Tokyo drift.
Perfect. Yeah, you can see he dives under there.
He stuck it in there pretty good, and it just didn't quite have the grip. The confidence level exceeded the grip level here as they got to the middle part of the corner.
Oh, yeah, he definitely got up into the 73.
And what an impressive save here. I mean,
heck yeah.
Tay McDonald is wrecked right now. And it's really not just a matter of, saving the car, but not snap the wheel back around and pound that outside wall. I mean, that was good driving right there. He stayed through that the whole way through, and
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
still driving it now. Just get it back up to speed. I don't even think he lost the spot.
that was great driving, and it speaks volumes even more so that it didn't even register as an incident on our timing and scoring or replay booth or
Yeah,
anything. So
that's. I mean, and it goes back to what we discuss all so often is there's different tracks have different parameters for what causes the yellow, and
yeah, no,
apparently this
absolutely.
track's one of the more sensitive ones.
Sure, sure. Yeah, and again, there's probably not a ton of NASCAR action here, so I guess maybe that would make a little bit more sense. But we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here on the YouTube. Let us hear it, man. Let us hear it in the chat. Pick your favorite driver. Let us know who you think's going to win this thing. Got some people out there in YouTube land watching us right now on the 213 Broadcast Network, and we will be here each and every Saturday night bringing the action to you live until this season is over and we crown a champion. This is what we like to do on Saturday nights, man. This ain't nothing cooler than bringing some awesome NASCAR action to the masses.
And it's awesome the way this league has grown. We talked about it off air uh, with Adam Houghton and you and yourself, and it's impressive. We've got from last year we had a couple races that even with a short field there was still plenty of excitement, but there were some short fields, and we're sitting here 25 cars tonight. I mean,
Yep.
this is, and that's with several guys that had other commitments. I'm following on the chat page, and there's several guys that that couldn't make it tonight. So
Right.
we're about a 30-car league right here, and that's a great number.
Yep.
That's a full field every night.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Absolutely. And these guys did a great job on the off season of holding recruitment races, getting the word out there via social media to check out the recruitment races. And, equally as impressive is, they took the time to go through and handpick drivers that they felt like were going to be a good fit for this league. They didn't just open the floodgates for everybody per se,
And that's important when you do those kind of recruitment efforts. So many leagues have failed because they've tried to do the recruitment efforts, and it's an all-call invite to everybody. And
yeah.
these guys didn't do that. It was hey, you gotta kind of pass the test, and it shows because the quality of racing is just incredible this year.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Looks like
we're gonna go an extra lap here under yellow.
Looks like maybe some of these guys doing the wave around here, huh?
Yeah, and I think that's probably a smart thing. We had a little bit of miscue, it looks like, on the start of that wave around. So don't punish the whole field. Let's get them all caught up and get going again.
Yep, absolutely right. All right, well, when things cycle through, I think what that's going to do is put the 06, the demon himself, Mr. Tyler Burton, right now showing as the leader. So that caution certainly worked out for him as for now.
And you talk about, pit strategy, that he obviously did something right there. And honestly, he probably did everything a little bit more right than Adam Boughton. Hitting a couple laps early, and then we talk about it all the time. We have green flag stops, but there's so much time to be gained coming from race speed down to pit speed, and then pit speed down to a stop, making sure you don't overshoot your box, making sure you don't lock up and go too far left.
Yeah.
So many little things could go wrong there, and here's the result. I mean, that's basically a 5-second net loss.
Sure.
Before the caution came out.
Well, I guess we might have some more wave arounds here. Maybe not. I don't know. But Tyler's showing right now as the leader, and there's several cars in front of him. I guess we're going to see what iRacing does here. It can get confused sometimes, much like everybody else.
It's happened.
Oh, man, I'll never forget a race that you and I had at Martinsville. It was... Oh,
That was an all-time frustration right there.
Man, iRacing had no idea where to put us, what it was doing, anything else, and we're just like, oh my goodness, it was a freaking nightmare.
Well, and it's such a
Green flag,
challenge
green
when you're, in the heat of the moment, and you're also trying to figure out where the scoring error is.
Right. Well, it looks like we're
Looks like we're good though.
going back green here. Or
Pace
not.
car's in, and
They're all slowing down.
we're gonna just, I think, let everything
Caution,
cycle around
yellow
here.
flags.
Yeah, I think the admins threw a caution because I don't think that lineup was right.
No, and I'm looking at it now that everything's refreshed after that last time by. There's 6 or 7 cars that are, in that tail end of the lead lap line.
They
so-
should have been waved around.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that the system was not waving them around. So, let it go green, hold your position.
Right.
Now we'll do a quick caution here. We'll shorten it up. We'll get back going again here in no time.
Those guys catch the tail of the field, and again, that's a
the beauty
great
of being
heads
in a
up by
league
the
race.
admins, man. Yeah. Good heads
You don't
up
get-
move and keep it fair for everybody. So.
I've had something similar happen in an official lobby, and there's no admin in those. So
Right.
you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst.
I did run across an admin one time, and it was the wrong time for me.
Yeah, we won't talk about that one, but oh, that's too
I
funny.
got caught by the police that night.
Yes, you did.
But hey, they're doing their job. They got to keep this platform, fun for everybody, and it happens.
That it does. All right, well, I think we're going to get it racked back up here. We should be going green. Either 1 or 2 to go, or 1 or 2 more pace laps here. And again, nobody wants to ride around under caution, but as a league, they did the right thing. Something clearly was not right, so let's get it sorted out and again make
And
it
it's
fair
not
for
like
everybody.
this is going to affect the the pit window or anything. I'm looking here doing some rough math. About 90 laps to go here. Nobody's going to make that on just one stop anyway. So
Right.
we're still in good shape here. It's not going to affect the outcome of the race. It's just a minor inconvenience.
Yes, sir.
I would kind of be surprised if if I'm one of the leaders, I'm not going to come in. But if I'm one of these guys like Nash in the 87, Jeff Noah in the 55, Waylon Turner in the 1, one of these guys back towards the tail of the lead lap, I might try to sneak into pit road.
They
here
are
and try
on
to
pit
take
road
advantage
right
of the
now.
situation.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
I like that. Come in here and top that thing off.
Look at that. Sly devils you. That's
Hey,
right.
I mean, you got nothing to lose. I mean,
Absolutely, man.
At most, you're going to give up 2 or 3 spots.
That's exactly what they did. 55 and the 87 pulling a little bit of strategy here. We'll see if it gains anything later on.
Well, and if nothing else, you come in and you're packed up with the field. Maybe you can throw a little less fuel in it, on that last stop and save some time there.
Yeah.
These cars are with the single lug nut. You can change the tires faster than you can fill them up, and so, that you get into a tight pit road battle at a late race caution, that could help you with a spot or 2.
Oh, heck yeah.
And you always got to be looking at the what ifs. You always got to be thinking 3 or 4 moves ahead. We talked about it being a chess game. If this, then what? And I'll never forget. I heard an interview with a crew chief that was coming up under another famous crew chief, and I forget who it even was, but the existing crew chief would sit there and pat him on the leg and go, "Caution flies now. What do you do? Caution flies now. What do you do?"
Mm-hmm.
And it was just to get his mind always working about, if this happens right now, how are you going to handle it to create the best outcome at the end of the race? And it's interesting to think about those kind of things. Again, we don't have the luxury of having a crew chief. We're doing it on our own as we're driving the car, but you got to keep that in the back of your mind.
Most definitely do. All right, I think we got it all sorted out. We're getting ready to go back to green flag
Bring that
racing.
Silverado in here.
Go.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, the green flag is back out, coming to lap 56. This thing's going to be about halfway over here pretty soon.
Nice jump there, Bert.
Great jump.
Kyle Diaz managed to get himself up in a second, too. John Osborne's worked his way up there.
Yeah, he did. And behind them is a hornet's nest. Side by, trying to put it 3 wide there. 84 thought better of it. Oh,
There's room here, but it's not exactly comfortable. And you see a 74. Just
Washed up a little bit.
Yeah. A little overconfidence on corner entry there. Look at this move back here. John Osborne sliding up the track. Get the pin of Aaron Miller making the move inside.
Oh, we got somebody sideways back here.
Oh.
Looks like the 62 saved it. Maybe it was the 41. I saw a light blue.
Saw a car at the back, too. I think we had a couple at the same time.
Yeah.
I saw an orange car that looked like it was sideways.
All right, well, there's a lot going on there. I definitely saw a blue
The problem
one.
is, you get sideways like this, you start aggravating those rear tires, and they don't fix themselves. You know, we talk about that a lot on here. Being smooth on the throttle like that, you know, there's no way to really fix it other than to try to, you almost got to kind of overdrive the right front and try to burn the right front just to help the balance. It doesn't help the overall grip. You'll never regain that, but it sounds counterintuitive, but it's the only way to fix it.
Yeah. Good battle for the lead here. Kyle Diaz making some early moves on that restart.
We haven't talked about him tonight. He's apparently offended. Here he comes, looking for that lead.
He is. Oh, boy.
Set early, turn into the corner.
Man, he made that low line work, too.
Books that bottom.
Whew. Not quite clear. Not quite clear. Might be. Might be. He's clear now. Boy, that was a good.
Get it up
good
there.
move.
There you go.
I didn't think he was going to make it stick down there. But by God, he sure made me wrong. That was awesome.
Got dominoes on that car. He went and rolled the dice and said, all right, let's see if it sticks.
That was awesome. Great move. Kyle Diaz to the front.
Don't think he didn't stash that one away in the notebook.
Oh yeah, if we get a late race restart, sure. Oh boy, Tyler
looking back inside of him though, man.
Tyler's trying to repay use that famous low line move there.
Go for the crossover. 2x2 here at Motegi. Maybe NASCAR should run here. Let's fix this thing up like we did with Wilkesboro and get a race going here again.
I'd love to see that.
You know, we had a race back here back in the late 90s. We did a couple races over in Japan with, you know, Suzuka on the short course, Suzuka, and then here at Motegi on the oval. Pretty sure this is the one where Dale Jr.'s dad threw a shoe at him after he kind of got into him early on in his career. So apparently it's fun on and off the track here.
Yeah, man, I'd love to see that.
I mean, I didn't know this track well. You know, I kind of came into the sport shortly after that time period in the, you know, right around 2000, 2001. And so I didn't appreciate this track back then from the NASCAR side. I watched a couple IndyCar races here, but they haven't been coming here for several years, and I honestly kind of forgotten about them. And so stumbled across this track as we were doing our recruitment race here. I thought, you know, the hell with it. I'll jump in there. I'm always down to learn a new track and try something new out. So jumped in it, and I was like, man, this is a fun joint to run around.
Nice. Yeah, I'm enjoying the racing here, that's for sure.
You got so much room, and that's the key to a good track. And I mean, you see these guys, they're just, everywhere you look, they're side by side, and they can run side by side.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Doesn't get much better than that. Well, let's get Dale Jr. on the case. Maybe he can bring him back, huh?
Hey, that's the custodian of the sports history right there.
Yeah, I'm
you know,
telling
I
you.
follow him on Twitter, and if anybody does, it's worth it. Because he posted on there last week. He goes, yeah, I got a text from, you know, DW saying, hey, I got a gift for you.
Oh, I saw
A couple
that.
days later, yeah, the old Gatorade 88 sportsman car shows up in his garage.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's fitting that you got a guy, you know, that appreciates our sports history the way he does.
Oh, man. They're just, yes, we are. Yes, we are. And we see right now the number 94 taking the lead
We're
here.
looking 3 wide here. Look at Osborne.
Oh, he
Diaz.
sent it.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, is that Carl Edwards in that 81 right now?
And then Diaz looks back inside with 3 wide again. We entered the corner 3 wide and exited 3 wide, but in a totally different order. Told you this place was awesome.
That was an awesome move by the 81. Holy crap. Oh, man. That was too much. And I know I just kind of made a joke there, but that was one of the moments in NASCAR history that I don't think I will ever be able to forget, was just watching Carl Edwards and Tony Stewart racing, and he's like, damn it, I'm going to throw a video game move and hope it sticks, and that was just...
Hey, that was the original before we had Chastain.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
in the day, we had the Edwards Kansas move.
That was awesome. Yeah, this is just great racing,
You
man.
never know. And we joke about it, that it's a video game move, but, have no doubt that move was tried. I don't know if it was tried in the simulator or if it was tried on iRacing or where it was tried, but it was tried somewhere before he did that move, because he knew to upshift going into the corner.
Oh, yeah.
See Osborne making another look inside here. Not quite. I mean, it's just everywhere you go through this field. Tyler Bird drifts up the track a little bit. It's going to open the door for Osborne here. See if Diaz pushes him down the straight or oh, no. No, we got Diaz got to worry about. I think that's Kent Mueller back there.
Yeah, I was going to say,
inside.
Kent Mueller says, boy, leave that door open for me. I want to close
Boys
it.
are saying, the hell with 3 wide. Let's look at 4 wide.
Oh, boy, that 06 just about got in the outside wall there.
Man, do they know what lap we're on?
I don't think
Is there
they
rain in the... I know iRacing's rumored to be getting rain soon. I don't think it's coming tonight.
I'm not going to be the one to tell them. I'm not having too much fun here.
This is incredible. It'll be interesting to see. We go a long run here. Some of these guys might be chewing up their tires, but
Oh, yeah.
you know who's not chewing up his tires is our leader out there, Adam Bouncin, in the 94. Pulled away, got about 3/10 on Aaron Miller in the 10, but these guys back behind them have just fallen off a cliff. 1.3 seconds behind the lead duo. That shows you, you start slicing and dicing like this, they can check out before you know it.
Oh, heck yeah, man. And that's...
But we're race car drivers and we're greedy and we don't want to give up the
Exactly.
spot.
I was just going to say, and that's part of it, man. It's so hard to not race the guy next to you, It's just part of your instinct.
And I will say, to their credit, it is a lot easier to pass as the tires are newer. The more laps you get on the tires, the more the aero wash takes effect, and the harder and harder and harder it becomes to make a pass on somebody. So there's good reason why we're greedy. I mean, you really want to go out there and get as much as you can get while you can get it, because you don't know when it's going to go away.
Oh, yeah.
And it becomes a point where, you might be better to go an extra 5%, let's say, on your tires, burn them off a little harder, but then you're in front later on and the other guy just can't get around you. You just kind of can hold him off.
Right.
It's a battle, and every track's a little more tire dependent, than some are more dependent than others, but every track's a little different. But you see that strategy play out sometimes where, you can truly go out there and just burn your stuff up, but then nobody can get around you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And as you're talking about that, I'm watching this 10 car right now, man. What an impressive run so far by Aaron Miller. He's not letting that 94 get away. He is hanging on pretty tough.
No, he's hanging right there. And that's, as we were watching that, all that tight battle back there, I was kind of keeping another eye on the time screen, and I'm like, man, he's, hanging right about that 3 to 4/10 back. He's just hanging right behind him. Enough to where they're kind of pulling away from the field. They're not burning their stuff up. They're not putting any unnecessary risk in here. But man, that's some speed right there.
Yeah, definitely, man. Great speed. Taking a look at the 41, man, did not have the start of this race that he wanted to have.
But it's funny you just brought him up, because I was literally just looking at this on the time screen. He's only 1 lap down now. So he came out ahead on that caution cycle for 1 lap.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between being 1 lap down and 2 laps down, if you're 1 lap down, he's in the lucky dog spot right now. So we get a caution right now, and he's back in this baby.
Absolutely, and he's all in the mail, man.
Huge.
Yeah.
He's fast. We know he's fast. He won the pole by 5 miles.
Yep. And he's making that low line work a lot better than most.
Yes, he is. He looks very very dedicated to the line that he's running. I don't see him really. A lot of these other guys, I see a lot of driving it in a little too deep, get tempted by that, and then drifting up the track, getting loose, whatever the case may be. I don't see him really missing a whole lot from the following of him that I've done. It's that consistency, and that pays off over the long run for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll have to see, man. He just might get that caution and be back up here into contention. We've got a lot of racing to go here. We are at coming to lap 74 or 145, so this baby's virtually halfway over, and man, that's a heck of a lot of laps to turn here. Anything can happen. That is for sure. It seems like things have settled down a little bit.
Going by hyper quick tonight.
Yeah, it is going by hyper quick. I think things have settled down just a little bit here. Not as much side-by-side action as we saw earlier on. More single file right now, clicking off some laps here. I think tire wear is kind of coming into play
for these guys, and maybe the angel pushed the devil off the other shoulder or something and said, "Hey, let's maybe not just yet." Don't get me wrong, I'm like you. I'm all about it, but you start looking at that, and you're like, "Oh, that was just 6 inches away from going really bad. That was just 2 inches away from going really bad."
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that again for another 75 laps. All right, so I'm going to have to take a look here, and what we can do is we can actually share this information with our viewers, as we can look right now at the pit strategies. So if you see right there, Adam ran 43 laps the first stint. Right now he's on lap 31. Aaron Miller is on lap 34. John Osborne on lap 30. Diaz 32. Let's see, Burden and Mueller are 33 and 31. So it shows you the pit cycles here and how many green flag laps they have on this pit strategy. So we still got a handful of laps here before these guys will be coming in.
Look there at P7, Stan Carnathan. He was 44, then 9, then 22 on his next cycle. So what that tells me is he's one of those guys that came in there and topped off.
It's
I can't remember exactly who that was, but it had to have been him. Let's see if he goes for the extra 9 laps here.
That was Carnathan, because he's only got 23 laps on his tires. It's showing right now. Yeah, good call on that.
Let's see how this pans out. He might be that guy that's hoping. Talk about a 3 or 4 or 5 lap difference, trying to hope for a caution. If you can go an extra 15 laps and hope for a caution, that's huge.
Oh man, absolutely huge. Well, you ain't lying though, man. If that 41 can get back on the lead lap,
he's there.
Because
it's almost twice as frustrating if you're driving that car, because you're proving that you got the speed. He's about to go unlap himself.
I was just gonna say he's just gonna try to unlap himself and say, "Screw the caution."
That lucky dog on down to Ryan McCall's in 90. I mean, he is flying right now.
He is absolutely flying, man. That is impressive what he's doing right now. About to pass the third place guy. Jeez.
Man, that's if I'm the rest of the field, I'm hoping he doesn't get on the lead lap. I mean, that is a race winner right there.
Yeah, his speed is insane right now. I had to look at it again. I'm like,
and
there's
we're deep
no
into
way.
The run. It's not like he's just, sometimes you start driving pissed off because, you're in a bad situation and you go out there the first 5 or 10 laps into the run and just burn your stuff up. He's not doing that. We're deep into the run and he's flying.
Oh yeah.
And the 10 of Aaron Miller, it looks like they've got the wall there on the front stretch. I couldn't quite tell if he was just really high, but Hanley has exited that car.
He sure is getting close to it.
Yeah, let's see what he does over here in 3 and 4 this time. I don't know that he meant to go as high as he did. Just getting freight trained out there. Oh, he got the wall that time for sure.
Yeah, he definitely got a little piece of it. And that, I don't know, it's kind of like a reverse roll right now. Like, I feel like the middle to high line was better earlier on in this race. And as the race progresses, man, that bottom line it's holding really strong down there. A lot better than I thought it was going to. All right,
I've always... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you know, we're just checking out back at Adam. He's got a 3-second lead on this field. And we're going to be looking at, man, pit stops within the, I'd say, the next 5 to 6 laps here would be my guess. I mean, maybe that caution might skew things up just a little bit, but
I think they're coming up faster than that 41 car. He's just, I mean, we're talking, he's second place on the track now, isn't he?
yeah. Yeah, he has passed the entire field, and he's hunting down the leader.
That is
His lap times are
mowing him down.
pretty ridiculous. Yeah, he just ran a
he's 3/10 of a
37.0.
Yeah.
Everybody else is 37.3s and 37.5s.
Yeah, that's insane. Then we're starting to see, you know, we saw those guys battling back and forth. Stan Carnathan's picked up a lot of spots here. He's all the way up to 4th.
Yeah, he has, man. And
He's got by the 26. He's got by the 10. I think everybody's got by the 10. Right?
he's definitely got fresher tires. And shoot, man, that's a good strategy. It's working for him.
You see Aaron Miller at the top of the screen there. He's just struggling right now. Kyle Diaz, I think, is struggling too. I think he's hurting, you know, more than what that car is showing right now, still being in the top 5. He's just looks like he can't quite get off the corner properly.
Who's that? Talking about the 6?
The 26.
The 26.
Kyle
Diaz.
Diaz. He's just slowly losing speed. You really notice it up off the corners here. Watch the 13 of Wayne Burchick going to get this big run down the front stretch. I don't know if he's going to make a move here in turn 1, but I think he'll make a move off 2 if not. It's just, and I noticed, you know, he's kind of cutting in early there into the corner. I think that just tells me that the car's not wanting to get down to the bottom. And you see that center off, the car just doesn't really want to roll the way it needs to. He's really having to keep it narrower. And when you're keeping it narrow like that, you're scrubbing off speed. So, you know, I would say not a net loss, near like what the 10 cars had. The 10 car was flying early in this run. I think he just went way too hard, way too soon. And it's easy to do. You get caught up in that emotion of trying to beat all the other guys. And sometimes you almost try to, if you're the other guys out there and you see somebody who's racing like that, you know, I referenced it earlier with Adam Boughton, you know, in the off-season race here. You try to bait the other guy into screwing up, and I think the field kind of did a good job of baiting him into burning his stuff up.
Sure. Oh, yeah. That's definitely a real thing. Yeah, it's easy to do. Ooh, we saw somebody getting low there, the 10. Man, he had some. What happened to 10? He was up there.
That's what I'm saying. He is just falling like a rock. I think he's just, that right front, you can tell the way it just does not want to roll the bottom there. He's hurt.
Oh, yeah, he's having a hard time turning that car to begin with. And, man, I mean, he was up there in the 2nd spot like 10 laps ago.
They got him.
Jeez, I wish. Didn't realize he dropped back that far, all the way back to 17th position here.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on him, and I just, man, that he won't do that again, I don't think.
No. And it's when you said
he's coming in this time back.
All right, good deal. Yeah, when you said the name, for some reason I was still looking at the 26, but my gosh, man, that 10 car is struggling. As we take a look up front here about what's going to happen here. That 41 car is going to unlap himself.
What's the penalty in this league for an intentional wreck? Because if I'm the 41, I might just clear out the 94 here and deal with the consequences later.
Jeez, man. Talk about what a freaking segment this guy has had. I mean, after that last pitch, that
Oh,
caution.
it's just,
Jeez Louise.
I mean, he has not only taken the lead, he has driven through the field to take the lead from the guy that we know is really good at saving his stuff.
And he is now back on the lead lap, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Good Lord.
He's screaming for yellow. He's saying, iRacing just came out with the rain mod. It's all right now. It's raining its tail off out here in turn 1.
Jeez, impressive. Well, we're going to have to see how this
06
plays
Tyler
out, man.
Burton this time.
He
Let's
really,
see how long he stays out here.
really
Hell, I'd
needs
almost
a
short
caution.
pit here.
Yeah.
I'd almost short pit. Just hope it runs out for a while. See him running way wide there. That pit entrance looks like it's not a whole lot of forgiveness there.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much forgiveness on pit entrance here. Stan Carnathan found that out the hard way.
Yeah, he did. He's making up for it, though. There's 73 Tay McDonald coming in this time, it sounds like.
And although, you know, this isn't like a banking like a Daytona or Talladega with the real high banks, but man, the difference in the banking between that and going to just a straight flat pit road entrance, man, that can be tricky.
This track feels really flat until you run the apron coming out the pit road.
Yeah.
Like, man,
Oh, yeah.
this thing's got a lot of banking to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you're like, okay, now that's what flat feels like. Man, and how about the night John Osborne's having in the 81? I don't think he's been outside the top 5 all
He's
night.
showing why he's, up there in our points battle. He's been competitive all season long, and he's been sneaky about it. He's not, a name we go out there and really throws out a lot of flashy moves or anything, crazy like that. But I mean, he's clearly doing it right. He's sitting there right within shooting distance of about for the points lead.
Yep.
And we're not exactly at the early part of the season. I mean, we're getting into it now.
Yes, we are, and we see Dwayne Furtick
Kyle
up
Diaz coming
20.
in this time. Let's see what happens here.
Who's
hopefully
that? The
hopefully these guys
26?
are listening. Yeah, Kyle Diaz coming in. Let's see if, make sure that he's screaming it over the radio. Let's to make sure. I can't see who that is behind him. Wanted to make sure he knew. It looks like that might have been Kane Lee in the 45. It's important to communicate that. Make sure you don't get run over coming into pit road. You see how close it is.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room for error there, that's for sure. And, like we were just talking about, the transition between bankings, you've got to get that puppy woed up as soon as you can. And, if you're not hollering over the radio, somebody gets into your rear end, that's not only going to ruin your day, but it's probably going to ruin theirs too. So communication is certainly a big part of what we do on track. Absolutely.
And there's times if you're the first guy in, and I'm guilty of this because I'm always trying to pull a strategy on somebody, but a lot of times I will purposely not say that I'm pitting in, and I am hoping like hell I don't get run over.
Yeah, well, our leader Adam Boughton is on pit road, and man, that was an awesome pit entrance right there by that 13 car. I mean, I think that was probably the fastest pit road entry I've seen so far with anybody. Hope he didn't get caught speeding, but he maximized his pit road entrance right there. That was a very, very good pit road entry for that 13 machine.
He's showing how to do it. Let's hope there's not a penalty there. Let's hope we're not cursing him. But
Yeah, I know. I was looking for some wheel lock up there, and he didn't lock him up, so I'm thinking hopefully he should be okay, but definitely.
Well, it's hard because, like you talked about, you're always cranking that rear brake bias into it, trying to help the car rotate as the run goes on, and the right front tire starts getting more heat, more wear. You come into pit road, and you want to find that perfect spot, and there's infinite adjustment on these brakes. It's not like the old cars where you could only go up 3%.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, yeah.
If you just click away at the button, you're just going to click away at the button until it's all the way at the front. You're locking the thing smooth up and you breathe on it. So you gotta make sure that you're cognizant of where that point is, because you don't want to lock up the front because it doesn't slow the car down, but you definitely don't want to lock up the rear because then you're spinning out.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, this is going to be interesting. Man, I'm kind of curious to see how this thing's going to end with that 41. Where's he going to end up on this thing? If it stays green, I think he's got a lot of work to do still. I mean, that was an impressive run, but he's very far from having a good finish at this point if this thing stays green.
He's hoping that we can have another good long run here, I think, and let everybody.
Oh boy, somebody got it.
Maybe
somebody down low there. It's like the 5, maybe.
Whew. Yeah, I think that was
Kent Mueller. Wow. No caution.
There's the 41 exiting pit road.
Not sure if the 5 had help there or just broke loose a little bit, but he's back up to full speed here.
See all those different lines being run by this pack of 4 cars. They're all running slightly different lines and all trying to get as much clean air on that nose as they can.
Oh yeah.
They did some updates to this car, iRacing did, and you really feel the aero more now than ever.
Yes, you can. So now as we see, we were looking at that pit graph a little while ago, and Stan Carnathan had a handful of laps, fresher tires than these guys, and he's staying out. So he got bonus point for leading the lap, but now you got a question, how long does he really want to stay out here? These guys' lap times are significantly better with the 4 fresh Goodyears. How long is too long?
I think at this point they
now.
made their bed. Well, may have been as long as he could run.
Right.
I mean, at some point you kind of made your bed. You just need to stay out as long as you can. And Logano referenced that earlier in the broadcast for the Xfinity Series race. One lap is not going to make a difference over pitting by 1 lap. Now, over pitting by 10 laps, now you're talking.
Oh yeah. Well, Jeff No's going to stay out, and he's going to get a bonus point for leading the lap here. Alan Holtzman up front.
See if Holtzman does the same here.
Oh, he's coming in. Oh, 84 locked it up a little bit.
This camera angle, looking down the entrance of pit road there, it looks so reminiscent of Indy.
Nice. Well, that's going to cycle things through back up here to the 94 of Adam Boughton. Man, really no surprise that he's up front, but we've had some really good players in this thing tonight, man. They haven't let them completely run away with this thing just yet, so make sure you stick around and check out how this thing is going to end. Never know, we could get another caution.
Hey, you talk about shaking things up. I'm never a fan of the kind of made up chaos. The fake debris caution or whatever that leads
right.
to it. But if it happens on its own, I'm all about the craziness of being in one of these things.
Oh yeah, I am with you 100%. And as things have cycled back through here, we talked about the 41 had a very unfortunate situation at the beginning of this race. We're going to keep our eye on it and how he can see how much he can rebound back into this thing. But while we are, watching things cycle through here, we're going to take just a second and step aside, pay some bills. We'll be right back with you. are back with you live here in Motegi, Japan. Sorry for the delay. Had to grab something to drink here. I think one thing that the fans don't know outside of today's broadcast, Kevin, is we were both talking before we went on the air here. Neither of us have been feeling so great, so it's been a little challenging on my voice. I needed to grab some ice water here.
It's been an eventful week. But hey, if we're gonna be sick, let's knock it out at the same time. Go through it together.
That's right. Definitely been
nothing like friends in a troubled time.
100%. And let's check on Robert Roth right now. That 59. We said at the beginning of this thing, man, he ran so good last week. Just had some terrible luck. Wrong place at the wrong time. Needs a good run today. He's running in 13th position right now in that 59. So it's a heck of a lot better than yeah.
I know he wants to be up there battling for the lead like he has been a couple times, in recent weeks, but hell, at the end of the day, if you can have a kind of a mid-pack run and have some decent luck with it, I'll take that over guns blazing with bad luck and you end up wrecked.
Yep, absolutely right, man. Kent Mueller's back here in the 14th position as we saw him get really loose there and down into the inside wall. Doesn't look like he has a ton of damage, and again, we don't know for sure if he had any help there or not, but he has definitely lost some spots after that incident, and I think it might have made them tires a little bit angry in the process too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, these tires, once they get upset, they're never not upset again, and the only way to do it is just deal with it until it's time to pit. Now, you might pit a little early. We're within that final pit window right now, so maybe you call it a little early and come in here just to get those things off the car. But once they're cooked, they're cooked.
Yes, sir. And man, speaking of cooking, this number 13 car, he has had a fantastic race so far. He's up 20 spots since the beginning of this race and holding out the 4th position right now. Wayne Furtick is having one hell of a run here in Japan tonight. This is awesome.
Best Buy, he's having a best run tonight.
He is. He's got this place figured out, man. Doing one heck of a job.
Man, he has. He's been right at that, kind of just outside that top 5 bubble, and now, the pay window's starting to open, and he's 35 to go. He's up there in the top 5 now. He must be. I think he's wanting an interview. He's just wanting to talk to us tonight.
Nice,
we
man.
talk about there's incentives to these things. The winner gets to win, and that's cool and all. But you get to talk to us. What's better than that?
That's right. That's the real trophy right there. Yeah, that's funny. Funny stuff. Well, I don't know. Things are pretty single file right now for the most part, it seems.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of settled in. Nobody's going to make it to the end here. This is that point in the race you just got to kind of be smart. See, wow, he really tried to ship it out there on the outside. You just see it.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That's the way turn 3 works at this place, though. It will tempt you into driving in so deep, and then you get to the middle of the corner, and the car just does not rotate the way you think it should. Now he's coming into the pits.
Oh, man.
Or is that's Kane Lee coming in? Sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't
That is
think
not
so.
24. Kane Lee's hit pit road. He's going to be our first one in for this last pit cycle if we stay green.
All right.
Could be big right there.
Definitely could change some things.
Let's see if Adam Bout, Kyle Diaz, Tyler Burton, Wayne Furtick. Let's see if these guys want to respond to that, because he's kind of putting them on notice right now that, hey, I'm going to have some newer tires. I'm going to be setting the pace for a few laps.
Yeah, no, that's man, I like that move. I like it.
As Larry Mack always says on Sundays, if you follow the leader, you're just going to follow the leader. So let's shake it up a little bit.
He's shaking it up, that's for sure. As we see second, third, fourth position right here, pretty much under a blanket. Got a really good battle up here. Everybody wants that podium spot we were talking about. Look now, that 13.
Looking back inside the 06. Ooh, he looked like he got in there deep.
Oh boy, yeah, he sure
You see
did.
that thing rotate? Bird's pitching him down, and that's smart. as long as the 13 does not overshoot the corner, you really want to ride him narrow like that, so that way he can't kind of overdrive it, get a run formulated off the corner exit. It's a risk, but I like it.
Yep. I agree with you.
Still got that fast repair, right?
Yeah, I believe so. John Osborne in the 5th spot. Brad Rivers up 13 positions. The number 15 holding up P6.
I joke about it, but if I'm in the position of the 06, it does change the way I race right now with 30 laps to go, 32 laps to go. I'm going to be a little more aggressive with riding down on a guy's door like that, because if you wreck, you're not out of it. You're just at the back of the field. And, it's an inconvenience. Don't get me wrong, but you're not done for the day.
Most definitely.
Kane Lee coming through. He's going to be charging through these guys. He is. Got 87 of that. One lap down in the Lucky Dog spot. Kane Lee's trying to get that spot.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
Oh, that was a moment. Holy
Diaz
cow.
thought about. I don't think Diaz realized that he had a car on new tires looking inside of him there, because he went to go turn down like he was going to kind of bully his way through that spot. And Kane Lee said, "No, sir."
Wow. Yeah, that could have been a caution moment right there. Good job by everybody keeping those things out of trouble. Certainly a big speed difference on fresh tires as opposed to however many laps on them.
If you're Kane Lee, you're like, man, that it just kills your momentum, and you're trying to make up time here. You see, even as he gets to 06 here, you want to keep that headlight down below the 06 and really keeping some fresh air. You see the 26 doing the same thing on the 13. You've got to keep that fresh air on the nose and not burn those tires up, because it's easy to do. You want to get around these guys. Step number one, get yourself back on the lead lap, to where if the caution flies, you're sitting in a good spot. Step number two is work on just laying down some good lap times. Don't burn your stuff up, but throw down some good lap times to where you can really make up ground in the net long run here.
Yeah, most definitely.
See Roth in there. He went up the track there.
Looks like we got somebody on pit road here. 10 taking it.
See what he can do here. Yeah, Kent Mueller he's hanging on to that 59 car of Robert Roth, even with those tires that have been used and abused. Gonna have Bradley Rivers in the 15 coming in this time around, it sounds like. This might be the opening of the floodgates.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's probably going to be just that, because I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's that time.
They're all keying up the radio.
Right, your leader Adam Button coming to pit road here, lap 118.
Ooh, little lock up there. That's good though. That's not bad. He was probably coming in about 2 or 3 mile an hour too quick, and realized that just that quick little stab on the brake. He didn't have a major lockup. That's fine.
Right.
Tyler Burden, our leader, is going to be coming in this time around, it sounds like. Three wide, and you got a guy coming in the pit.
Yeah, and I think, the 13's going to stay out and try to get that point for leading the lap, it looks like.
It's going to be his first lap led tonight.
Yep.
Oh, big lock up there
Wow.
from the 06.
Thought he was going to slide with those
That's what
tires.
we did not see with the 94, that, a little difference between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Now that front tire is going to be good and hot, he's going to try to stop in that pit box, and it's going to be even harder.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look at there right now. 62, Christopher Roth running in 5th spot.
Hey, you get a caution, Some of these guys have stayed out long enough now that you get a caution. I think you're going to have to repit. he could be sitting in a good spot. I mean, that's what you're hoping for. If you're going to be the overcut here, you're hoping that you run enough laps to where, these guys that have pitted have to come back in again before they've passed you on the track. And then you're just on equal ground, but you've got the track position to gain,
Right. Yeah.
There's our leader coming in again this time. Wayne Burdick bringing that Best Buy machine in. Ooh, Kyle Diaz got close.
That
there.
was really close. Dang.
Wow.
A little close.
That's a couple times now we've seen Diaz, not being overly cautious having cars in front of him coming to pit road. He is confident in that maneuver.
Leroy Koblenz on pit road as well in the 43. Have to imagine the 26 is going to be in this next time by, maybe. Maybe one more.
Yeah, he don't know if he led that lap. It might have been too close. He's trying to lead another one here.
Yeah. Wants them points, man.
And you see Carnathan running in kind of a unique line there. Gets up really high, the entrance to the corner, but then when the exit comes up, he's right there on that white line.
Yeah, he
really
is.
kind of doing that late apex. It's one of my favorite lines to run, no matter what the track is. I love that late apex to where you can really open the wheel up and not have so much wheel cranked into it as you're trying to go full throttle on the straightaway.
Yeah, I can definitely dig that. Well, we've got some guys staying out quite a bit longer than I thought they would, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. Diaz, Hartman is not pitted yet, right?
No, I don't think so.
Dave McDonald, the other Raw.
No.
Michael York, Jeff No, Alan Holtzman, Pete Wall, Waylon Turner. First of our guys that's come in though, Kane Lee is the head of the group that's already pitted. Kane Lee is leading his class. So, we talked about that short pit, how that can work out. That's what we're seeing play out right there. Is that 45 car by staying, pitting those extra about 5 or 6 laps before Adam Boughton. He's able to leapfrog him, and let's see if he can maintain that gap in front of him here as the end of the race comes down.
Well, Adam is there right now. I can tell you that he's going to go by that 45, but I mean,
he's making it easy there.
It's still really.
See, and that's the trouble though, is you take those tires and you leapfrog, but then those tires are also 5 or 6 laps older now. So,
right.
you're hoping by the time it catches you, it's a little later in the run to where the difference in the tires is a little more negligible.
Yeah, no, definitely right. But I mean, this could still catapult Kane Lee into a better finishing position than where he was going to finish. So, we'll have to keep our eye on it, but it's definitely not a bad strategy.
Hey, and you never know. I mean, you get a late race yellow here. Like you say, he's in a better spot. He's in second, essentially.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe there is something to be said about that. I've seen the short pit play out more times than the long pit. I'll put it that way.
Yep.
It seems really hard to make the long pit work in iRacing. You just lose so much ground with these older tires.
Oh, that's something going on up there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, somebody's slow up there.
I saw some smoke from
involved
somebody.
The 24 of Alan Holtzman. I don't know what happened there exactly, but
I saw a little bit of smoke, but I didn't. That's about all I caught.
I saw some smoke, and I heard Alan Holtzman issue a warning to one of his fellow drivers.
Gotcha.
Said that was the last time I would like you doing that. Please and thank you. There's Osborne. Making the move on Burtick. You got Alan Holtzman. I think he's a little upset right now. He's driving a little red under that helmet.
Who's that? Osborne?
Alan Holtzman.
Oh,
He's
gotcha. A little. Told him he's number one, huh?
well, like I said, he just kindly asked him not to do that again, please and thank you.
Sounds about
I just
right.
wish I'd have known who he was talking to.
Yeah, exactly. Just out of the very corner of the camera, I saw a little puff of smoke, and that's about as far as I could get.
It is awesome having access to the scanner with these guys and hearing, we talk about it. Real racing, they can talk to their crew chief, and you hear a lot of vent frustration. But when you start complaining about another driver on iRacing, you're complaining to that other driver.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
it's a lot more entertaining to hear all the comments. And
Oh
see
yeah.
it. Now, when you're in the car, sometimes you go a little too far, and I've been there, Lord knows. But
Yeah. Man, we're gonna have to look at this hit strategy window again. There's no way these guys can make it, is there?
I don't see any way they can make it from there. I think this is almost a play of just hoping for a
37
yellow.
40. Yeah. No, there's.
I mean,
no
if we
way.
get a yellow at this point, these guys like Adam Boughton, Kane Lee, Alan Holtzman are not going to stay out.
No. Yeah, maybe.
They're going to have to repit. So
Adams only got 12 laps on his tires right now.
I would not want 12 lap old tires against new tires.
You're right.
If it's 40 laps to go, that's not a big deal because you got to play that long run, and I think he's good enough saving his stuff to get back around there. We're looking, if a caution flies now, about a 9 or 10 lap shootout.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be going.
Oh,
and you got to be on freshies at that point.
Right, and that's what, the 26, the 82, the 62 of Christopher Roth. Right now, they're just thinking, come on.
They've made their bed.
Give us a
They
caution.
need to run that tank dry.
Yeah.
I mean, every last one of them. That's all I'm concerned about is run that tank dry and hope we get a yellow before that point because and there's Tay McDonald. He's going to be the first one of these guys to bite on the pit. He's coming in next time around.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's going to be tight.
94, just a little bit
wow.
up into the 55 of Jeff No
Jeff
there.
No.
They made a little contact.
Man, that was extremely tight. I saw, we're obviously focused on Tay McDonald knowing that he's coming in. And to his credit, he called it out over the pit road. That's how we knew it over the communication. But
Right.
I don't know that Adam and Jeff got that message. Or
Yeah.
Jeff may have got the message and was trying to use him as a pit.
Yeah.
Adam, I don't think, realized who that was in front of him.
Yeah. Definitely could have been worse, but they all managed to make it.
Hey, I mean, 12 to go. I'm not above using a car that's fitting in as a pick against a guy that I know is flying right now.
Right?
This game is almost like a game of poker. I mean, oh wow, there's a big lock up there. Is that 62 Christopher Roth?
That's 41 of Travis Gilbert.
Oh man, it's just heartbreaking. I mean that is the tough break of the night right there.
Yeah. As it is right now, we're coming to 10 to go. It doesn't look like he's going to get that much needed caution. I mean, you never know.
No.
Anything could happen, but it ain't looking in his favor at the moment. We see that 45, we've been commenting on it. He did pit a little bit earlier. He is starting to fall back a little bit into the clutches of the 7th and 8th position right now, trying to hold on the best he can, but those Goodyears are getting pretty well used, and those freshies are catching him in a hurry here. So we'll have to see, but he's definitely lost a lot of ground.
Yeah, and then little things like, the 73 Tay McDonald, he's a lap down, but he takes that bottom line away from you. And when you're on old tires, I think the bottom line is where you want to be. It's a lot easier on the right front to run as low as you possibly can there. And kind of get pushed up the track a little bit, and just little things like that continues to eat away tires more and more and more. And
Sure.
it's like, man, I need a break here. Like, I know these guys are coming behind me, and I need to stay in front of them. See him making a move here, though, on the 55 at Jeff No. He packed in there to turn 3. Leader Kyle Diaz coming in this time. Going to give up that 8.5-second lead over Stan Carnathan.
Yeah, and that sucks too, man. That's just gut-wrenching right
You're
there.
hoping. I mean, yeah, you're just like,
Nothing you
on,
could do.
Give me a yellow, like, right now.
Well, yeah, that's just didn't work out for him this time, and things are going to cycle back around here once these other two guys pit. Stan Carnathan, Christopher Roth are going to have to hit pit road. I don't see any way they're going to be able to make these next 8 laps, but unless they know something we don't, or have put on one heck of a effort into saving fuel here, because it's going to take a miracle.
Clutching it, killing it into the corner that you're going to save that much.
Yeah.
And you got to also keep in mind, Adam Boughton's only 8 seconds off the lead right now.
Yeah.
Now there's Christopher Roth coming in this time, giving up 3rd place.
Yeah, and I'm not hearing anybody completely shutting her down or anything.
I'm just going to move Boughton back up to the interview spot, P3. Carnathan looks like our last man standing. 8.191 seconds.
He's trying. We'll take a ride with him right now and see if we can hear him clutching it at all, but I don't think he is.
No, in fact, that was even an early shift there in the 3rd.
Yeah.
And he's definitely not in save mode from what I can hear. This is incredible.
Interesting.
He's made it farther than what I thought he was going to.
That's what I'm thinking. Man, if he pulls this off, that's going to be something really spectacular. I just don't see it.
I'm looking at the timing. Yes, he's slower, but he's only given up about 3.5 tenths a second. 3.5 tenths of a second to Adam Boughton every lap. That lap does not add up in 5 laps.
No, it doesn't. And his lap time, yeah, I mean, he's running great pace, but man, is he going to make it on fuel? Look, now,
second that lap, but it's still 7.3.
Kane Lee is right now up to into 3rd spot, after those guys had to come back down pit road.
He didn't quite get the 94, but what an impressive comeback.
Definitely a great pit call. If it's
Then you see Tyler Burton making a move inside Jeff No and 55 right behind him. Man, I'm stressing out for Stan Carnathan right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at the fuel. I mean, man, he was on pit road at lap 99.
And he's driving pretty straightforward laps here. I mean, I'm thinking if I was him, I'd be, clutching it, maybe even grabbing 5th gear at the end of these straightaways. He's not driving anything abnormal, and his pace is really good. He was faster than Adam Boughton that last time around.
Pace is really good.
If somebody needs to jump on the radio and tell him, hey, man, you need to be clutching it here.
Yeah. Gosh, we're coming to 2 laps to go.
If you clutch it and just ran 4th and 5th, even if you ran 4th and 5th instead of 3rd and 4th, you'd save a lot of fuel. You're going to give up a lot of time, I know, but you got an almost 7-second lead here with 2 laps to go.
Right, you got
time to give up.
Absolutely.
6.703 that last time around. I mean, Boughton is not closing in here.
He's not in this.
Takes the 3rd spot away from Kane Lee.
Oh man. We are coming to the white flag lap here. Last lap at Motegi. Does Stan Carnathan have enough fuel to get to the end? This is going to be impressive.
This is like Indy all over again.
Yeah, man.
And if you're Carnathan now, do not run out because you'll be kicking your butt for the next 3 weeks.
Oh, man.
He must have been saving like a champion early on. I think he's saved enough to where he's confident now that it just doesn't matter.
I'm just
5.9
speechless.
seconds that last time and gave up 8/10, but that's enough. You can do that.
I am speechless. What if he's
He's
going to make this
I
work?
don't hear any stutter out of him. Grabs third gear into turn 3 here.
Holy cow, he's going to do it. Stan Carnathan coming out of turn 4. He is going to take the checkered flag. The 82 is going to win it at Motegi with an awesome pit strategy. Holy crap, man. I did not think he was going to be able to make that work. Your winner,
Grab some
Stan
Sapporos
Carnathan, man.
and celebrate the fuel economy.
Man. Jeez. That was awesome. All right, guys, we're going to step aside for just a minute. We're going to pull up some drivers here, and we'll be right back with you with your top 3. All right, all right, all right. It looks like they're having a party down there in the start-finish line. Looks like the 82 and the crew are having a party on the start-finish down there. Stan Carnathan, you got a copy?
I do, sir. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. What a freaking strategy you had there. You pulled off an incredible fuel run right there. Tell us a little bit about that last stint, man. How did you make that work?
Yeah, I don't know. So the caution came out when I was on pit road that first cycle. Things got like real mixed up, and it just kind of worked out to where we were able to top off, and then we didn't mind running long, to get where we needed to be. So, round lap with like 94 to go, knew it was going to be close. We just kind of worked the clutch there through 1 and 2. And he didn't really lose that much time. I was able to save enough to defend, Adam off, who pitted and took 2.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Great job on that strategy. We were, we didn't think you were going to be able to pull it off up here in the booth with that. Have enough fuel, but man, you proved us wrong up here. An awesome, awesome win by that 82 machine. Anybody you would like to give a shout out to before we let you go, bud?
Yeah, obviously, my Eons teammates, again, working together, a solid strategy pre-race, and then, adjusting to that caution and heads up, making sure everybody knew what was going on. Got a new primary sponsor on here, Hemp Z, CBD gummies, Delta 8, Delta 9. Again, if you're having trouble sleeping, just need to relax. Hemp Z with 3 Z's store.com. Uses the code iRacing. You're going to get a 15% discount and free shipping on an order over $75. And then, huge shout out to you guys. Again, I know that a lot of time and energy goes into the broadcast. Super appreciative of your efforts.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it as well. And each and every week, you guys bring one hell of a show here to the fans. Great win. Once again, congratulations on winning here in Japan. You know, we don't get to say that very often, but bringing NASCAR over here to Motegi, this place was very, very fun to watch. We had a heck of a time up here in the booth watching you guys tonight. So great job, bud. And we'll hopefully talk to you in the near future.
Yeah, will do. Appreciate it. Good points night too, by the way.
Yes, it was. Congrats on the dub, man. That was awesome to watch.
Yeah, appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you.
Take care, bud.
Yep.
All right, we are going to see where we got here. Number 2, second place finisher tonight, coming home P2 tonight, and the number 94. Adam, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
You're just Adam, because I'm not going to butcher your last name anymore. Hey, man,
What happened?
I didn't meet the fuel number.
Yeah.
A lot of them when we had that first caution, a lot of them were able to pit and top off there. And I was one of the unlucky ones, so I had to just ride it out. I did everything I could to hit the number, but I was short, so I figured cut it in half, take 2 tires, and let it eat, and it was eating.
Yeah, you got it right. It was fun to watch it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with me taking 2 tires and working, but it seems to be working lately.
Yeah, it's worked out for you for sure. But, you know, you got to give it up to that 82, man. He pulled a really good pit strategy and made it work. Saved just enough fuel to get to the end there. Definitely a good
I think
run.
they're hiding the fuel line in the new paint seams that he ran this week.
They just might be. But, you know, nonetheless, another great points day for you, Adam, here in Motegi. And, you know, one thing we just said to Stan is, you know, we're bringing NASCAR here to Japan. That's not something we get to say very often up here in the booth. And, you know, applaud you guys for bringing a very cool racetrack. And the racing was awesome. I mean, the battles were very good racing here. So great job by the league by bringing something very unique and exciting here to the iRacing.
Yeah, absolutely, it was a fun, challenging race. It was you had to work on getting around people, and time in the runs and everything, especially with the tire degradation.
Yeah, no, we had a great time up here in the booth, man, and great points day as always for that 94 team. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go here?
I'll give a shout out to you guys for another awesome broadcast. Shout out to my teammates for Hypersport, as we did sponsor the race today. So we had a pretty decent showing with at least one of us finishing in the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's always good to see new sponsors coming on board. And the awesome looking logo too, by the way. I know somebody that might make some T-shirts. Anyway, and but hey,
I wonder who that would be.
But great job, man. Good points day. Great showing for the league. Good numbers, and it was fun as hell watching you guys play some motorsports here in Japan. So we'll talk to you in the near future, bud.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later. All right, we are going to see right now. We've got Tyler Burden coming home P3 in the 06 machine. Tyler Burden, you got a copy?
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me if I'm loud. I changed mic over.
No, actually, you're really quiet.
How about now?
There we go. That's a little bit better.
Okay.
Well, hey, man, a really good race for that number 606 machine. The Demon,
Finally.
the Screaming Demon was fast tonight, man. Another good points day here in Japan. Tell us about how'd you feel running over here in Motegi?
Well, I just want to throw it out. I have been awake for over more than 24 hours.
Wow.
And I have driven all over Indiana, basically. And I came here and did this, which was not a smart idea.
I understand.
Hey, it looked good though.
No, it didn't. When I drove straight in the wall twice at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the final number, man.
Yep. Yeah, nonetheless, man, it's a great points day for you. And you know what? That's just dedication right there. But, yeah, well, you know, we're not going to keep you here. You sound really tired and obviously had a really busy day. But you had a really good points day here. The car looked great, very competitive. And if up here in the broadcast booth, it was a lot of fun to come to a unique track that we don't normally see NASCAR on. You know, so certainly applaud the league for coming over here to Motegi because it was a lot of fun, man. A lot of good battles on the track tonight.
I'm gonna be honest. I like this track. This track's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like a blast, and we certainly had a good time calling it tonight, brother. But hey, we're going to let you go, get some rest, and hopefully we'll have you back up here in the booth in the near future. Before we do, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before we go, bud?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Eons, the team. They kind of, after Daytona, they picked me up, kind of took a chance on me, and I didn't do them justice there for a bit, because every time you turned around, I was spinning out, and uh, Aaron Spear was hitting me or getting hit by me or something. And then I'd always pull it out of a hat and end up back in the top 10 or just outside of it. And I also want to wish my niece, she turned 6 the 22nd of this month, Emma. I want to wish her a happy birthday. And just, my dad kind of told me, I can't teach you how to drive the car. You just got to do it.
Amen to that.
Yep, absolutely, man. Well, hey, good points day for you, bud. And I'm sure we'll have you back up here in the booth in the near future, man. You're always a contender here in the Elite Racing League, and another good performance by the 06, man. Go get some rest.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, take care, bud.
Good job.
All right, man. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. We're going to sign off. I think you and I both need to get some rest ourselves and try to get feeling just a little bit better as the crud has taken over.
It has taken over, but I'm going to have to unwind a little bit after that thing. I mean, that's about, the most drama we've seen since the Brickyard last year with the late race fuel strategy there.
Yeah, no, that was a really good race, man.
It's fun to watch this kind of stuff, man.
It is, and seeing how the performance was on this track, really, man, it's just something that hey, man, maybe we should try this in RSR sometime. I mean, it looked fun as hell.
Got my vote.
Yep. All right, brother. Well, hey, you got my vote, and we're gonna go ahead and, like we said, we're gonna sign off. But man, awesome run here tonight by all these guys. Another great driver count for the Elite Cup Racing Series, and we'll see you again next Saturday. Hopefully, not quite feeling like crap's rough, man. We need a little bit more energy in here, but we did the best we could with what we had, guys. So we appreciate each and every week tuning into the 2 on 3 Broadcast Network here on YouTube, and we'll see you next Saturday night.